Welcome to the Introduction to Shapes and Motion for ICT Beginners course. In this course, you'll learn the basics of 2D and 3D shapes, as well as the fundamentals of motion. You'll explore the properties of different shapes, including their sides, vertices, angles, faces, edges, and volumes. You'll also learn how to calculate the perimeter area, surface area, and volume of different shapes. You'll gain an understanding of the properties of motion such as distance, speed, and time, and how to measure them. You'll also learn the differences between linear and circular motion and how they can be applied in different contexts. By the end of this course, you'll be able to apply your knowledge of shapes and motion to real-world scenarios, such as calculating the area of a room for painting or the volume of a liquid in a container. You'll also understand how shapes and motion are relevant in different fields, such as architecture, engineering, and game design. Let's get started. Introduction to 2D shapes. 2D shapes are flat shapes that are two-dimensional, meaning they only have length and width. There are several types of 2D shapes, including circles, triangles, rectangles, squares, pentagons, hexagons, octagons, rhombuses. Properties of 2D shapes. Each 2D shape has its own unique set of properties. Here are some of the most common. Sides, the straight lines that make up the shape. Vertices, the points where two sides meet. Angles, the space between two intersecting lines. Calculating perimeter and area. Two important calculations for 2D shapes are perimeter and area. Perimeter is the distance around the outside of a shape. Area is the amount of space inside a shape. Calculating perimeter and area of a rectangle. For a rectangle, the perimeter is calculated by adding up the length of all four sides. The area is calculated by multiplying the length by the width. Properties of motion. Motion is the change in position of an object over time. There are two types of motion, linear and circular. Distance, speed, and time. Distance is the amount of space between 2 points. Speed is the distance traveled per unit of time. Time is the duration or period of an event. Units of measurement. The units of measurement for distance, speed, and time are distance, meters, kilometers, centimeters, millimeters. Speed, meters per second, kilometers per hour. Time, seconds, minutes, hours. Linear motion. Linear motion is motion in a straight line. Examples of linear motion include walking, running, and driving in a straight line. Circular motion. Circular motion is motion along a circular path. Examples of circular motion include a car moving around a roundabout or a ball spinning around. One important concept in motion is velocity, which is the rate at which an object changes its position. Another important concept in motion is acceleration, which is the rate at which an object changes its velocity. One important application of shapes is calculating the area of a room for painting. To calculate the area of a room, you need to measure the length and width of the room and multiply them together. Another important application of shapes is calculating the volume of a liquid in a container. To calculate the volume of a liquid in a container, you need to measure the height, length, and width of the container and multiply them together. Understanding the practical applications of shapes and motion can help you solve real-world problems and make informed decisions in various fields. Thank you for joining. This brings us to the end of our lesson.